This is an extract from our AHK Hero Club. We have calls 3 times a week. Please like the video if you learned something. We've been using the Scintilla control for like Site for AutoHotkey and for other stuff, and Studio too, and our ASM that's very dated because Isaias said it would take him, he said it'd take him about 2 weeks of programming to rebuild the Lexer. And Maestrith also, and actually Geek Dude too. All three, Geek Dude, Maestrith, and Isaias were like, this is really hard stuff. They're like, yeah, no one wanted to do it because it was going to take at least 2 weeks of an advanced programmer, right? So, and they mentioned, I remember, this is from years ago, right? It's been a long time, but I remember them saying, yeah, we have to recompile the Lexer or something. And that little bit about the recompiling is what made me go, hey, so I got up that morning like at 4 because I couldn't. I'm like, oh my god! All right, let me see if I can do this. So then, now go ahead, Irfan. Or actually, before we stop, does anyone have any questions on this or suggestions for other functionality? I think it's looking pretty cool. And then the fact it's fast, and will be, I don't know if we'll make it $4.99, but it's not going to be no $99 like the one I borrowed. So I started playing with Claude to actually even understand the problem, because this was from years ago, and sure enough, it's like, oh no, the DLL file, it was from 2022, but it's not really the DLL is really the problem. It's that somewhere in there, as it Scintilla split out. Maybe you could add to this, Irfan. There were two different things that it used to be in one file, and they split it into two separate files in how they manage some of their code stuff.
Okay, so there is a Scintilla DLL and then there's a Lexer. So AutoHotkey and the Scintilla DLL and the Lexer, they work together and give us a Scintilla control. And this custom Lexer DLL is also a DLL. And previously it was the DLL was older DLL we were using. It was, let me explain here.
2022 is what it said was the.
Yeah. Let me open it. I cannot open it. Let me reveal in the folder and run it. So the latest one is the 5.6 one. The older one is 5.1.1. So using this, we need to work on our Lexer. And working on Lexer was not simple because it's written in C++, I would say. And I don't know much of the thing, but you can see the Lexer has so much code in it this time now, because it added, I would say, 22 types of supports. And when we created this document, it has only 4 to 7, I would say 7 kind of support that it would do. Chunk coloring and folding and other stuff, our basic stuff it was doing. But then I took over and worked on the Lexer, and the Claude was, I was just sharing the AutoHotkey Script Maker, and it was rewriting the Lexer each time. And let me show you. So these were the stages. So we are using right now iLexer 5, and on this Lexer we built custom Lexer. And because iLexer 5, let me do iLexer 5. So it is a Lexer documentation. iLexer 5. So I don't know much about it, but AI just suggested me we need to use it to support the latest Scintilla control. And it starts working on it. added the support for the folding, themes, and regression. And the Scintilla that we have right now in Script Maker, so we are handling, like AutoHotkey is handling the chunk coloring, the highlighting of the code, and every other stuff. Right now, this custom Lexer DLL is handling that. So we compiled this code. So whenever I run this bat file, it will compile it. To compile it, we need the GCC. And Joe has the GCC compiler over there, but AI told me, yeah, you need to install the GCC. And then I asked you, can't you install that for me? And it took over and then installed the GCC for me and compiled the Lexer. So I was just like pointing into the directions, and then it went ahead and written this whole Lexer. So at this point, when I do a custom comment, so you can see this Lexer is just 100 and I would say 32 lines, but this one is now is yeah, it is same. It is same Lexer, I would say, but it added some code into it.
Yeah,
Or maybe I commented after making the changes.
gotcha.
Mhm.
The point being, now we can update both the DLL and have a lecture that's actually newer and, more importantly, easy to update. Because before, nobody could update it. Like, it was stuck from years ago, years and years ago.
Mhm. So let me just show you what we can do here. In examples, we have this example. So this is the chunk coloring right now. And these tests are done by the AI, but I asked him to, yeah, I want to test something, and then it worked on it and let me build something. So right now, this demonstration is for autocomplete and the call tips. So if I do message box, it suggests me, and then I can do a space. As soon as I do a space, I have a tag, so I can say my message, and then I can have a title. So you can see the title is there, my title, and then I have options. In options, I would say I can X or question mark. So you can see that this support, and if I have message box with braces, then it is also switching between the parameters. So it was not working. It has to modify the Lexer to work, to make it work, and then it also work on the call tips. And when everything will be tested, then I will go ahead and write a wrapper class that will help you deploy the Scintilla. Right now, you can just, if you want the simple Scintilla control, you can just go ahead, add a control like this. You have to initialize the Scintilla like this. And it's up to you if you want keyword highlighting. And these are the basic stuff. But as soon as you do this, you get the control already. These are just the other settings that you enable for your Scintilla control to have. Like this Scintilla control can work for Java, so you can set up this Scintilla control for JavaScript and other languages too. But right now, I just created this example for AutoHotkey.
Yeah, hold on, our friend, because I don't think a lot of people are familiar with some of the stuff. So the KW2 and KW3 and 4, those are your like color codes. So you put your keywords in there that you want highlighted in a certain color. And somewhere else you'll tell them what that color is, right? But that's how you group them together. Now I think when I read the benefits of our upgrade, I think it's up to like there now there's 9 groups instead of 7, if I remember right, something like that. Um, but yeah, just FYI, that's what you're doing there. Is you're isolating your words that you want to be in a certain color.
So you can see that here, it does not give me the autocomplete because I have to go ahead and enable this option for this control. To enable that, I have to follow some protocols. So I have to define what are my autocomplete is, and then I have to handle those autocompletes in there, and it's up to us how we handle those autocompletes. And we have to create a list for keywords, and the keywords are here. So right now it will only support for these keywords. And in AutoHotkey, we are using XML files for call tips. And for autocomplete, we just use these keywords from
Are you meaning an ASM? Is what you're saying?
yeah, in ASM. We haven't defined it here, but as soon as we define them and we pass into the control, we can also read them from this control too. So we are using those to build our list. And you can see if I type asleep, so you can see it is blue and this script directory is yellow. And if I do hash require,
The line 58, where you have like blocked text for a lot when you're typing, I think that it was
yeah,
problematic, and I had to do a lot of testing with it back and forth of getting it to work properly. Uh,
yes.
Now when you keep typing, it actually stays the same color. And originally it would like change colors on you and break the color highlighting.
So here you have to define the syntax comment line. So it starts using that. So whenever you use semicolon, then it will consider this the start of initialization of a comment. Um, and then we have to define what are our braces so we can apply folding. We have, these are escape characters. For example, if we have
Zoom in some.
yeah, if we have a person sign in there, I think we have to escape that in the double code, so it would not trigger something different. So we need to escape them. For escape character, turning it into the red thing.
Yeah, zoom
So
in on.
for example, this is a new line. So when we escape the end, it becomes a new line,
Zoom
and
in.
it has a different highlighting.
Thank you.
So we are also taking care of that. And
But
so
anyway, here the bigger picture though is we've updated this and we'll make something that's easier to work with. But if you want to create your own, like we've done this with our mail merge tool for sending out the newsletter.
mhm.
I can highlight certain words, right? And sometimes it really helps to make them pop, right? To do stuff like that and to have your own environment. But it was just to me, it was blew my mind that Claude did it all, with not a lot of nudging, not a lot of problems. It did this, which was supposedly, or Isaias was guessing, it would take him a couple weeks to do, and it did it in a couple hours with me doing it, and I have no idea what I'm doing, right? Like,
Yeah.
just shows you how far Claude has come. It's wild. Members enjoy a sweet 25% discount on everything we offer, from in-depth courses to ready-made scripts and pro services. Members get unlimited access to 466 plus hours of video lessons, packed with AHK insights to binge learn whenever inspiration hits.